Hey, fellow unicorns. This is the first time I have come on to Nicole's page. Unicorn Client Attraction Secrets. My name is Elizabeth Eleanor, and I am one of Nicole's clients. So, I classify myself as a unicorn too. And what I want to do is share with you some of the secrets. I'm a creation coach and I work with women to support them to attract their divine partner by really aligning with the laws of the universe. And that in itself, a lot of people can get misconstrued as law of attraction, affirmations, manifestation, all of those things. And then go, well, I've tried that and it just hasn't worked for me. So I want to spend some time with you to give you the real secrets and the truth around why that's not working and how to get that to work. Because one of the things I do is I teach the secrets of alchemy. So let's do a bit of a deep dive into this. And I'm going to do this in a really short, quick way so that you can watch this. And if you're watching the replay, please put hashtag replay so I can come in and say hi to you afterwards. If you're watching live, love for you to say hi. I'm over in Australia, so you might be getting ready for bed or whatever you're doing over there. But if you're in Australia, I'd love for you to say hi because I know that we've got a few unicorns in Australia as well. So let's get into it. One of the reasons why affirmations and incantations and making choice of what you want to do with just your mindset, why that doesn't work is because to truly create, to really step into what your soul is here to experience, you need to have that connection with your higher self, with your true soul, like what I call the superconscious. Because you can work down here in this little, being as a physical body, my name's Elizabeth, put your name in. You can work on this level, but you're just working with two sort of aspects. You're working with your conscious and you're working with your unconscious. And it can be a struggle because the conscious wants to change and live to, expand and have all these amazing experiences, but the unconscious goes, no fucking way. I want to stay exactly the way I have been forever and a day, right? And it started that from, the word dot from when we were first born. In fact, they say that the unconscious started forming in the last quarter of the womb. And so while you're in gestation, so you're listening and experiencing all this stuff, and you're starting to develop all these patterns of behavior up until 3, we're like hypnosis sort of mind brainwave frequency. So we're just absorbing all this information and it's locking in, and now it becomes part of your pattern. So at 0 to 3, you made the assumption that you're not good enough, worthy, not perfect, all of these things because of the things that were happening around you. And now the unconscious goes, well, this is who we are, and I'm sticking to this because it kept me alive and safe. Even though it might have been uncomfortable, at least I'm here and I'm surviving, which is exactly what the unconscious wants us to do and experience, right? It's part of this system here and wants us to survive. So you can imagine mindset training can be really, really challenging because you've got the mind that wants to change and the mind that doesn't want to change. And so there's this, messy chaos that's going on inside the brain or the mind. Well, when you can move that and shift that into really tapping into that other aspect of ourselves and what I call the superconscious. The superconscious is where all the thoughts, behaviors, all of that information is coded into like the quantum field. And we have the ability to tap into that and to shift those patterns of behavior and codes and like neutralize them. But also, we've got the ability to tap into that part of us that we would say is our soul's destiny. Because our soul came down to experience you know, over and over again, it comes down to correct the things that it didn't get the chance to correct last time because of the choices that it made. And so you may have spent lifetime after lifetime with unworthinessing, and you get to the end of your life and you go, man, I've done it again. Here I am. I thought I was going to nail it this time. I freaking made the wrong choice. I kept that belief again. I experienced that and thought it was real. I'm going to go back down and I'm going to sort this unworthiness thing out this time around, right? So in that process, like that's where we're at now, right? Unworthiness. Who has had that experience? Not feeling good enough, not capable and don't belong have been my two biggest ones. But all of these beliefs that we come down to correct because they're ultimately an illusion and they feel real while we're here, but they're actually not true. What's true is that we're a powerful, amazing creator that lives beyond time and space. Like we just think that we're here in this limited being. So affirmations and things don't necessarily work for you, or they take a long time to work because you've got to reprogram that unconscious, and you're not really tapping in to the intuitive aspect of yourself, that super conscious, that more expanded version of yourself. And so when you connect with that, like in its individual form, I say that's your higher self. When you connect with your higher self, you then can tap into what you're actually here for, what you're designed or destined to experience, right? So you've got to know what that is. You've got to know what you're here to experience so that you're tapping in and you're pulling yourself or moving yourself magnetically attracted to this end result of whatever your soul's destiny is to experience this time. And that may be to experience that soul connection with another human being. Now, I want to pause here because you may be going, well, who is this woman and how come, as Nicole says, who are you and why should we listen to you? Well, I've been on a journey for about 27 years now. I spiritually woke up, not by accident, not something that I was interested in. I went to this psychic. She said, you can do what I do, but obviously you don't know it. I thought she was a charlatan, didn't believe her. My dad came through, who died when I was 15. I felt him like ghost. I had that moment with the hand thing. I went home and I had these things touching me for like 3 days, freaking out, ring her back up. What's going on? I don't know what's this. This is all too freaky for me. And she said, it's okay. They've just, they're happy that you've woken up and it'll settle down. So I'm like, well, can I come back and see you? And she said no. So I went on this journey for to start with, I had no idea what I was doing. Long story short, ended up in a little mini group learning past life regression for 7 years. So I did 7 years of training, cleaning and clearing all of my past lives to get to the point of really vibrating at a higher frequency so that my intuition and my connection with my soul was more aligned. And then 27 years, I've had some crazy experiences, from 3 shooting stars when I spiritually woke up and was like, am I on the right side, and am I working for the right side, right? Am I a witch? Is this devil's work or whatever? I was freaking out, and I got 3 shooting stars exactly when I asked the universe to give me a sign. I've crazy experiences that I won't get into, but the one that's the most important, so that you can say, yes, this woman knows what she's talking about and she's got what I want. I went for a walk down the beach about 3 years ago. Was it 3 years ago? I think it was about 3 years ago. Only one on the beach, I thought. Was doing a Facebook Live because the waves were amazing. And this guy walks past. Waves, I wave back at him. He gets to the end of the beach, decides that he can't leave without coming and talking to me, comes back, we start chatting. That was 3 years ago. My maiden name, so get this, guys. I'm a healer. I'm an energetic, light worker, if you want to call that. I don't know. I do empathic, intuitive work. My maiden name was Payne, Payne, and I met a guy on the beach whose last name is Makepeace. Now, that's phenomenal, right? When you're in your identity, you go, that's crazy. That was a coincidence, or that, that's weird, But when you're connected to that higher realm, when you're connected to your soul's destiny, these are the things, these triple numbers, the car park things, all of those things, they start elevating, and they start elevating to a point where you're now just walking the path with your higher self, who's giving you these little signs, right? And I call it following the white rabbit. So when you can shift the energy that's getting in the way, then you can really connect. And this is my next point that I want to make. A lot of people, they step into this place of, this is what I want to create. Maybe they're intuitive, maybe they're listening to their soul's connection. The thing that a lot of people miss is they miss looking at what's going on in your current reality that's getting in the way, because our identity is wants to hold us back. Right now, you don't want to go off and have a make it bad. People call it the ego, right? And ego's got such a bad connotation and rap to it. We've all got one. We don't want to make it bad because it's kept us alive and kept us safe all these years, right? It made decisions based on what was the safest thing to do in the moment all those years ago when it made that decision. So let's not, beat ourselves up, but let's just recognize that this is where we're at and this is what's going on in our current reality. So to really step into mastery, to really step into those moments of 3 shooting stars and meeting, the love of your life and all the other crazy things, Oleander Street to Oleander Drive. Like, I've had some amazing experiences, as I know some of you have as well. But to really step into that level, you've got to know what your patterns of behavior are and recognize when you're in your pattern, when you're in your ego. When you can really go, well, okay, this is the end result that I want in my business, in my relationships, in my health, whatever it might be. This is what I want, and this is where I'm at. So in my current reality, I've still got these limitations of feeling not good enough and unworthy and all of these things. So what I do in the courses that I run is a process called recoding, where we clean that mess up that's holding us back, and we recode it from the source of where it came from, the origin of where it came from. So that you've got, to me, the way I explain it to people is, right now, you may not realize it, but you feel very heavy and tethered to the ground because you've got not only your conditioning from your childhood, but then you've got generational conditioning, right? That's in our epigenetics, in our genes, in our DNA. And then we've got past lives. And then if you're going to go there, and I am, you've got multidimensional aspects of yourself that are also going through experiences right now that are, yes, connected to you and influencing you, right? So you've got all this stuff. When you can clear it from the source of where it came from, one of the things that a lot of my clients, in fact, it's the thing that's the most noticeable for people when they first have a recode, is that they feel lighter. And they just go, I just feel lighter, I feel like something's shifted, And it's because we've cleared the gunk that's, muddying the wings or stopping us from jumping back on the unicorn or whatever it might be, right? And so when you can recognize what your pattern is, you can clear the stuff out of the way, but you can also see when you're in that pattern and you can choose differently. You can go back into the space of wait a minute, this is actually the illusion, this is my ego, this is the past, I don't necessarily believe in this anymore, it doesn't serve me anymore, and now I can reorientate to what I do want to create and step into the truth, because the truth is you're a powerful creator. The truth is you live beyond time and space. The truth is that where you focus is what you create, right? This is what your reality will be when you focus in the right direction. So the last point I want to make is, and you've got to take action, right? You've got to do the stuff. And this is the thing, right? When we're manifesting, we have spent so, just the spiritual industry in development industry alone, I've been in it for a long time. I've watched this, The Secret come out, and so many people going into this space of, kumbaya and meditation, and it all come to you. But you've got to take the action. That's the part where physical beings having a physical experience, right? And spiritual beings having a physical experience, but we're still physical. And in that physicality, we need to take action because the universe loves movement, right? So when we're moving, when we're experiencing ourselves, when we're going into this is what I'm choosing to create, and we're connected to our soul, so now we've got the information, the intuitive wisdom and the sparks and insight from our higher self coming in. When we've got those things happening, then the action comes directly from your higher self. You could even say it's your future self guiding you towards those things, and it'll give you this one action to take, one step at a time, because you don't want to go into how to do it. You want to know what is the next step to take, and you just take that action one day at a time, one moment at a time, one experience, one action at a time, right? So that's me, jumped on here. I can't believe it's my first time and I've done over 17 minutes. If you're interested in finding out more, put a hell yeah in the comments below. I run a Facebook community called Awakening Magical Women, Choosing Conscious Relationships. Love to see you over there as well. And yeah, reach out if you want to know any more about how to be a creator and meet the love of your life and experience conscious relationships. Take care. Mwah.